Hello my friends, it is Katty and I am here for another project for you guys for the Spiegelmom Scraps design team. And I am working today, besides the beautiful products from the shop, I'm working with Fancy Pants papers. And these papers are, most of them are from the Office Suite collection by Fancy Pants. And then I think one of them is from the Happy Place collection, which is a blue one that I use behind my photo. But yeah. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to kind of layer the black and white papers, and then I'm going to layer them, and in between I'm going to layer some white cardstock to kind of create some fun texture and layers there. So that's what I'm doing here. So that one in the back with the stripes, with the bold stripes, I gutted the center of it, and I cut down a white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to use that on top of it. I'm taking this blue one because I wanted to map my photo with it. So I am going to map my photo with that diagonal stripe. And I'm actually going to mat it, and then I'm going to take it off, and then I'm going to put it back because I realized that that's where I wanted it. So first I'm just matting it on black cardstock. I do that a lot with my photos. I think it makes them really pop and stand out on a layout. So, and of course your photo is always the main thing, so you want that to stand out, you know, even with all the embellishing and stuff. So yeah, I'm just matting that. Thought about matting it on the black and white, but I don't. I'm just going to mat it on the blue paper for now. So yeah, basically I am just matting this stuff, matting my photo and matting my layout, which you'll see in just a second. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out the shop, the Spiegelmom Scrap Shop, make sure you go and check it out. She has great products. She has tons of beautiful sequins and shimmers products and cork and lots of fun goodies, so make sure you check it out. And if you use my code, which is Katty15, you guys can get 15% off of your order. So it's pretty awesome. So go and check it out if you guys are interested in some of these products, and I will have a link to the shop below so you guys can check it out. There's also going to be a link to my blog below, my blog post, in case you want any more detail on any of the products I've used. So here I am just using my Tim Holtz little distress tool to distress the edges of the white papers. So I'm not going to do that on the patterned papers, just going to do that on the white papers, and just to create some more texture and fun is the whole idea behind it. So I'm cutting down this polka dot paper now. This is also from the Office Suite, and I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm going to recut it because obviously I need it to fit in there, and I think I got the center of that. Yeah, I do. I don't want to waste any paper. I think I'm cutting it down a little bit more, and I could have spared you guys from watching me do this, but you know, guys are coming along on the whole journey with me today. So there's the white, and then I'm going to cut down another piece of white cardstock. This is American Crafts white textured cardstock, which is available in the shop if you guys need white cardstock from American Crafts, which is a textured one. Jody does carry that in the shop, so check it out if you need any of that. So I'm just layering. I'm going to layer just like that. Now I'm not going to leave them just like that. I'm going to kind of stagger them. You're going to see me do that in just a second. So I wanted to fussy cut these flowers. I love these flowers. And there they are. I just kind of fussy cut them all. And then I'm going to use them on my page. So I thought basically just having a nice black and white base, and then just kind of adding pops of color with the flowers and little embellishments. So here I go. I'm just kind of staggering those papers. I'm just trimming. Oh, here's where I got the center of this, because I realized I don't want to waste the whole center of it. So yeah, and you can see I'm kind of staggering it, and it's not all perfectly straight. So that's kind of how I wanted it. Just a nice little fun, tilted, messy look. So, and that just gives me enough room to just do add my photo and my embellishing on there, and then I have the whole frame around the whole page, which I really love how it turned out. So here I go again, just distressing the edges of the white cardstock, again just for texture and fun. So I decided just for more color and more pops of color, I should say, I'm going to use my Dazzlers from Shimmers with this stencil. This is a Teresa Collins stencil, and I'm going to use it on the edges. And you're going to see once I'm done what it looks like. I'm going to use it on all four edges, kind of where the paper's tilted. I'm going to use it there in those little areas, just kind of peeking out there between the layers of papers. So yeah, you're gonna see me do that here, and I'm gonna do, I think, one on camera with you guys, and then I'll come back and it'll all be done. So I'm just masking off the area that I want to color, and I'm using some washi tape to mask that off. And then here I go, just spreading my shimmers. And the shimmers, if you guys have not seen it before, is a texture paste, and it is shimmery and beautiful. And there it is, all done. And I kind of ended up lifting that layer on top because it was kind of getting on my nerves. And in order to let the shimmers dry properly, I needed to remove it so that it could all dry nicely and not get all messed up. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding back the layers that I had taken off because I kind of had to peel them off just so that I could actually get that on there. So yeah, so here we go. I'm just adding my top layer there, and then I'm going to start working on the layout, or the inside of the layout. Just roughing that up a little bit more. There's kind of the base of it, and I really love how that turned out. It's just fun, and I like the pop of color with the shimmers, little arrows. So I'm gonna start kind of placing my flowers around here, and I cut just a few. I didn't cut that many, but this is kind of the design I ended up with. Those little white flowers that you see in the little clusters are just flowers that I had in my stash from my Silhouette Cameo. So I'm gonna end up using those, and the little leaf sprigs I'm also going to use, which are just leftover that I have sitting on my desk from a previous layout with my Cameo when I cut it off. So I'm going to use one of these doilies. These are doilies from the shop, from the Spiegelmom scraps, and I'm going to use a doily here in the bottom cluster, and I will also use a doily up top by my photo. So I thought I wanted to back those white photos, and I thought it was perfect to mat them on black, just because I have a whole black and white thing going on here. So I thought, why not add a little pop of black to the clusters, and I like how that looks. Because you could back those with anything. You don't have to back them. I just wanted to back them. And here I'm adding some fun foam to the back of some of the flowers. Some of them I lay flat, some I lay with fun foam, just kind of to give it different dimension and interest. I love to do that. I love to add different heights of things because it just adds a lot more interest to the layout. So I'm just kind of adhering everything down, trying to get everything how I want it. Here I go with that other flower, just backing that on some black cardstock. And yeah, just really simple, and it just adds a nice little touch. So I'm going to add this doily to the bottom, and I'm actually going to end up adding another half of doily to the top. And you'll see why. I think I recorded. I did some ink splatters, and in the end I kind of smeared a little piece up there, so or a little ink splatter up there, so I actually end up covering it with a doily. So that worked out very nicely, and I actually love how it looks. So it was one of those mistakes that kind of worked out in the end because I really do like how it looks. So yeah, I'm just kind of messing with everything, trying to see where I want my little leaves. I want to make sure that I have the colors spread out, and just, you know, kind of at least one of each color in each of the clusters. So that's kind of the idea, just getting one, you know, each of the colors in the clusters. So I'm using some Scotch quick dry adhesive in my fine line bottle, just to adhere down those little sprigs here and there where I think they look pretty. This is like a very springy type of layout. Like, looks like it's spring, and it's not. This was actually in December, but it's okay. It does not matter. That's not a big deal to me. I still love how it turned out. So I want to use that wood veneer as my title. That's just sitting in my stash. I cannot remember where I got that from, but I know I want to use that, and I'm going to use this little piece of pink paper. That's just a strip of paper from one of the other papers that I cut up, and I'm going to use that kind of as a shelf there so that my title can sit on it. And I thought that was kind of perfect, and it kind of fit perfectly there, and I didn't really plan that, but it just fit nicely right there. So I'm going to color the congrats with my India ink and just a little brush. So I'm just going to go over it, and I'm actually going to do a couple of layers. I think I do 2 layers of that on there. Love India ink. for these things. So yeah, just coloring that title and getting it black. And this was my niece's college graduation. This was back in December. So we're so proud of her. So it's pretty awesome. It's her and my brother in this picture. So here I go doing my ink splatters, and just trying to get some bigger ones and smaller ones. And yeah, you see up there on the top of that yellow flower, I kind of smeared it. You can barely tell, at least from my angle at this point, but I did smear it. And yeah. So once I realized that I smeared it, yeah, there I go. I'm gonna add a little doily, and I fixed it so you can't see the smear, and I like that little doily up there. I like the addition of that doily up there. So I pull out this paper pad. This is from the this is the Kaiser Craft Finders Keepers paper pad. This is also available in the shop. I think she's getting more of these in the shop now. This is Finders Keepers, and I love this. It's like a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad, but I love it because it has really pretty colors in it, and the colors actually match this these Fancy Pants papers really well. So I use that pink stripe there behind the photo, and then I take this little scallop border, and it's this pretty blue color that matches the other papers perfectly, and I'm going to add that underneath. And then there's some little there's like little they're not cut aparts, like tear aparts. You can tear them apart, and they're little embellishments, so it's perfect. So it's a paper pad, and it has a lot of little kind of cut aparts. So yeah, I'm gonna add this piece down here. I'm actually gonna end up removing that because it says congrats, and I already have my title which says congrats, so I actually end up removing that. So you'll see me take that off. And then this little circle that says hello lovely, I'm gonna add. I did add another circle at the bottom cluster there, which is blue and has some flowers. Again, the colors match perfectly with the other papers I used here. So just adding some twine to that little tag up there, and I'm actually going to cut that tag down a bit just to make it a little bit thinner, and then I'm going to place that there next to my photo up there, and that says fill today with love and laughter. So I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to take some of these beautiful sequins. These are from the, I think these are Happy Dance sequin pack, which are available in the shop, and this beautiful mix has yellows and corals, which kind of matches perfectly with my layout. So I'm going to actually use the yellow ones, and I'm going to use the little flowers, and I'm just going to kind of nestle them into my little clusters there in different areas, and it just adds a nice little bit of shimmer and interest to the layout. So here's my title. I'm not going to use any of the coral sequins. I have some of them kind of hanging out down there, but I'm not going to end up using those. So I'm going to add some foam to the little tag. I don't know if I do it on camera. From that same sequin pack, I actually take some of the white iridescent ones, and I actually add them to the little scallop border underneath the title. So I add some iridescent white sequins, and you'll be able to see that in the close-ups. So I do add those, and again, I'm not sure if I do that on camera or off camera. So we shall see. So yeah, here I go adding those sequins. Now I'm going to glue down my title because I know I want it there, and I know I'm not going to change my mind about that, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down. And I'm just using the same glue that I was using earlier, the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive, in my fine line bottle. So I'm thinking here I want more flowers up at the top left of the page, so that way I can have 3 kind of photo clusters, and it's going to be going all down in like a diagonal, so it's going to kind of draw your eye across the page. So I really like how that ends up looking. So just going to cut out a few more little flowers here and add them up there, and it's just going to be 1 flower of each color, so a pink one, a yellow one, and a blue one, and that's going to sit nicely there next to my tag. So yeah, just trying to figure out my placement here. Just fuss around with things a lot. That's a big part of scrapbooking. You kind of fuss around with things, you know, until you get them in the right place, or at least where they look the best to you. So that's what I'm doing here, and that's what I did a lot on this layout. But in the end, I really love how it turned out. Turned out really fun and pretty, and I love the pops of black and that bold stripe in the back. So I really love this, how it turned out. I hope you guys like it too. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting all the little bits and pieces, or final bits and pieces I should say, kind of adhere down here on my little flowers, making sure everything is glued down, and that's gonna be it. So here are some close-up shots. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Remember, make sure you check out Spiegelmom Scraps. Use my code Katty15 and get 15% off of your order. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys very soon with another process video. Bye!